Good evening, everyone. My name is MK, and today I am going to talk about a very, very serious topic, which is depression. That will be my cat. Yeah. So a few years back, I was diagnosed with cyclothymia, which is a mild version of bipolar disorder. And actually, because I went to a lot of different hospitals and clinics, because I wasn't really good with chores. I'm still not good with chores, I visit like a hospital and then I only came back like 3 months later, like how I did with my driving license, which explains the reason why I still don't have a driving license until now. But that's another topic for another day. So I went to a lot of like hospital and clinics because I think whenever I meet a psychologist, or psychiatrist, and then I talk to them and I feel better, and I didn't feel the need to see them again until uh the phase strike again, and that's when I meet another psychiatrist. So yeah, every time I met a psychiatrist, they have diagnosed me with different names. I got cyclothymia, I got bipolar 2, I got borderline personality disorder, but that's not really important. I think even taking the first step to get myself diagnosed, because I'm one of the people before that who really, I don't know, try to stay away from this thing. Like, I know it happens to people, I guess, but to admit myself, to admit that I don't know, sick was a little bit out of the ordinary. Yeah. So and after that, I did a lot of research about it. I did a lot of research. I studied I did research on both medical and spiritual areas, and I had a very very mixed feelings about on whether I should really accept it or not, because to really accept that I have this clinical depression might put myself in the danger of being in a self-fulfilling prophecy. But I did indeed need help, and to seek help I gotta start somewhere. I gotta start with a name. So yeah, I was looking for an explanation. Why did I behave the way that I do? Uh, why did I do the things that I did? I was looking for an answer, a solution, any clue at all. What should I do next? Was it really clinical depression? Was it just the ENFP me begging for attention, begging for love? Or was it me being a melancholic sanguine with a very strong melancholy? Or was I just being a difficult brat? You know. So there's a lot of like names, for this. Like in plain English they call it self-hatred. Uh, like pick any other self-help books from the shelf and you might call it your inner critic. Like a Buddhist teaching might call it your inner demon. And if you ask like any other Malay, they might simply call you cengengeng. Or to a certain extreme they might say that budak ni kena hantuk rasuk, kena rasuk hantu nangis, kena hantuk rasuk nangis. Yeah, you get what I mean. But I don't know which one is true then. Which one is true? Which one of these are true? Like I think it is normal for us, for one person when they accept one term and reject the other. Like if you are the medical people, you might reject the concept of superstition. But it later came to me that there is no absolute truth. Because everything could be true, even the superstitions. The idea existed in every field of studies and religions. They just call it with different names. It is just a matter of languages. So I was, and like for my case, for my own like personal depression case, I always believe that I'm on this like very blurry line between depression and being normal. Because some people they are really really depressed. You can't really say it. Some people have real problems. But for me, I was I was just here, you know, I could be here. Um, which was complicated because I couldn't decide whether I should really tackle it proactively, as in taking therapy, maybe taking meds and all that, or should I just like brush it off my shoulder, pretending that nothing has ever happened, that it was just all in my head. But time and time again, after so many cycles of highs, of extreme highs and extreme lows, I know these two things. I know my own two of my own absolute truth. First, when I feel it, I really feel it. It is real. By the time I wake up tomorrow morning, I might not have a strong of a feeling anymore. I might feel a bit embarrassed by this video that I have created. But right now, at this moment, I do feel it, and I feel it deeply, and I can't deny that. The second thing is, whatever it is that I am experiencing, like no matter how unique I thought it would be, because I've read a lot of books, I've studied a lot of cases, and it's hard to find someone that I can relate to. But despite all that, there must be at least one other person in the other side of the world that is experiencing the same thing as I do. And this is why I am doing this in the first place. I am doing this for myself, and I am doing this for you, if you can relate to it. Yeah. So what is cyclothymia? Cyclothymic disorder is a mild form of bipolar disorder, which is also called manic depressive illness, in which a person has mood swings over a period of years that go from mild depression to euphoria and excitement. And okay, to put this in human language, this is to say that I feel very intensely. My life is an emotional chaos of highs and lows, cycling rapidly, with very few normal moments in between. And this phase has been recurring since, as far as I can track, college. Whenever I am manic, I feel I have little shame. I am a rock star. I talk non-stop until I feel dizzy, but when am depressed, I isolate myself. I feel lonely. I cry until my head hurts like it was squeezed by this imaginary wrench. Usually the breakdown is triggered by a cause. Usually, most of the time. But yeah, but there are sometimes it's really bad then during weekends that I would suddenly just turn mute, and I would cry myself to sleep for no particular reason. Most of the time when the trigger occurs, I would be fully aware of what I am feeling. It's not like I am in a trance, or at least for my case, that I suddenly lost sense of my being, my consciousness. No, I would be aware of it. I would I would reason myself very logically on how I shouldn't feel that way, and I shouldn't be sad, and what specific state of mind should I put myself into. I shouldn't be angry. I shouldn't be angry. I shouldn't be angry. But all of them would be of no use because in the end I would just snap. I can't really snap, but yeah, I would just snap. Um, Eventually, my feeling would won over my thinking. Um, it feels like uh, laying on the railway station with the train coming. I know that the right thing to do is get up and just save my puny ass, but I'll just cool it out. So during this thinking process, during this very logical thinking process, there would be two voices in my head. Actually, it might be an infinite number of voices that keep trying to one up each other or one down each other, because it's like an abyss. Uh, but yeah, but they would continuously bicker against each other. The conversation will go like this. Like, MK, you shouldn't feel this way. But nah, you're just saying that to make yourself look like the victim, like as if you're the poor little hopeless man. It's like, no, you are saying that to make yourself look like the good guy, your pure innocent soul. And this bickering will goes on and on and on until I will just snap, or maybe an image of a particular thing that I dislike tied closely to my feeling, it can relate to a certain event uh, that makes me sad, would just randomly appear and I would just snap, not the game. And when I said snap, I mean I would cause self-harm. So the most primitive and automatic form of self-harm is banging myself in the head using any kind of whatever tool I possess in my hand, be it my fist or my phone. And so why physical self-harm? All right, because when it strikes you, the emotional pain is so unbearable. Like it is so unbearable inside that physical harm is actually a temporary relief. It replaces the emotional pain even just for a mere second. Do take note that the act is often automatic and not at all intended, at least in its most primitive form. But of course, like this act of physical harm usually evolves to something more serious, because I won't even go about it on how like people hurt themselves. But yeah, I mean, like, because sometimes people read things on the web and they take example, and yeah, sometimes it is more deliberate, but by no means that it is genuine. I can't really speak for them, but sometimes you just do that because you want to express, because maybe you are in a way looking for attention, because you need help. um but yeah, but yeah. And then okay, that's the physical harm part of thing. There's also the other side of snapping, which is withdrawal. And uh that was something quite new to me back then. Whenever like one particular breakdown happened, and but I really did not want to snap. I don't want to hurt myself anymore physically. So I tried hard not to think, because I know that it would be useless and it would only lead to the two voices, the two wolves. The house house talk. My pronunciation is not very good. So what I did was I locked myself inside my room, depriving myself of everything, even from food and drinks, because I just couldn't get up. I thought it was the right thing to do because I didn't explode, but instead I imploded, and, and it was pretty much the same thing. So here comes the good part. What works? What actually works when you are depressed? I have tried so many things. I have talked to countless people, and I am very glad that I have a lot of loving people in my life. Um, I read countless articles. I went to see psychiatrists, psychologists, counselors. I took medications, but it didn't really work because I'm bad. I was bad with routine. I am still bad with routine. I did dishwashing on a regular basis because it was some sort of therapeutic activity to me. I joined Toastmasters Club. It was very good. I even bought a hypnosis audio CD, which was sounded very weird and it was damn expensive. I kind of regretted that purchase. But yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. So a few things that work for me at least, that I'm gonna share to you is like first, talking to people. I love talking. I love conversation. I love one-on-one conversation. I love deep and intense time together. Like so every time I talk to people, I really appreciate their input, and I will try to make a mental note of it. But I guess the more important thing is I am being listened to, and that takes some burden away. Often just by letting it out, I feel so much better. Sometimes when I see a particular friend that I love, and I love a lot of my friends, my mood even completely change for days. So yeah, talk to people if you are that sort of person, and I hope you are. If not, maybe you could find some people that you trust, few very close people that you trust. The second thing that works was, if you want to think in a controlled environment. So back in college, I ran a lot. I love to run because it really cleared my mind, and it kept the body fit. It provided an isolated and open space for me to step back from all my problems and look at it from a as a bigger picture. I think nowadays I seldom run. It's at work, but I got the similar opportunities in train rides. Yeah, sometimes I even cheer in the train. But all was in a controlled manner, you know. And yeah, I guess the third thing is believing that this too shall pass. You know, time will take the pain away. Time will heal. Have faith. Um, so yeah, that's about it. I'm reading this from a entry that I wrote a long time ago. Things have changed since then. Recently I did a 100 days of gratitude, and it helped tremendously helped me in improving my moods. I wasn't really depressed or anything. I was just apathetic. I couldn't feel anything, and in a way that was kind of sucks. I wasn't sad, but I wasn't happy. I just felt indifferent, and that was just blah. So I did an 100 days of gratitude. I don't know, just like capturing things on Instagram of things that I love. Uh, Mostly involves people, and then books, films, and games, and a lot of pictures of my cats. I just got him like a couple of months ago, and yeah, it serves as a constant reminder that as a whole, I actually have a good life, and every time I feel that I fall down into that abyss again and think that I am such a terrible person because I am always sad all the time and I don't even have the reason to be sad. And that all of this are just a white people problem. I don't have real problem to be sad about. But every time I thought about it, but when I take a look at my Instagram and I see all these happy moments, I'm reminded that I have so much happiness. Here I know I'm feeling pain here, but this is a good sad. This is a good cry. Yeah, I am reminded that I have so much happiness, and yeah, yeah, we should cherish that. I don't want to cry, but I really hope that if you or someone you love suffers from depression, I want to tell you that you are not alone. Um, you are not alone. You are not alone, and I love you. Such a way to end a video. Uh, till next time.